What's good, y'all? Six Element of Hip Hop here. I'm your host, Reno Noir, and this is Stu Dog here on my right, looking just like Darkside. What's good, Stu? Hey, y'all. Listen, I got some ramen noodles on the stove. I'll be right back.
Listen, welcome everybody. Welcome. While Reno's doing that, we will be looking at the boom Darkside figure. Checking him out. This is the back of the box right here. Looking all pretty with the original way Darkside was drawn by none other than the great Jack Kirby. That's what he looked like. Not like we see him today. Not like we saw him in the movies. I don't know what he looked like some type of bug in the movies. Like we didn't like that. We don't like that. We don't even think that's. We're not even gonna talk about that because that's gonna take too long. So here we go. The box right here. Now this figure here is huge, and I have three of these. I got Man Bat, and I have his son Calibec. They both come or Calibec. They both come in these huge. McFarlane did a few of these. He actually did a few that are huge like this. Like they're very big. They're very huge. And they tower over the other figures. That's because in the comics they are larger than life. They're actually bigger. They're taller than Superman. They're taller than Batman. They're actually big characters. Darkseid can actually change his size to be as big or as small as he wants, basically. So he can be as tall as Godzilla, or as big as Godzilla, or he can be size of regular man. But that's because he's a god. Calibec is also a larger figure because in the comics he is larger. Like they're just larger, and they're gods. They're the new gods. And the closer they get to this or Darkseid, the closer he gets to the source wall, which everybody in DC universe knows that there is a source wall, and that's where everything mostly comes from. So the closer he gets to that source wall, the more powerful he becomes. So you also have him here, the head that's on there now that comes in the box. He's shooting his Omega beams, and his Omega beams can do two things. They can send you to a different dimension, or they can destroy you. And in that different dimension, I've never did too much research about what goes on there. I've never been there. Maybe if I get high one day, I might be able to go there. I don't know. Unless I get shot by some Omega beams. I couldn't tell you. But I know some people nowadays, they want to know everything. They need to know every little detail. I couldn't tell you what happens when you go to that other dimension. But I can tell you this much. Let's take him out. Let's get him out the box here. Booyah! There. And guess what?
I can't wait to see this figure, man. I've been dying to see this figure. I missed out on this figure. I'm super pissed. I'm super jealous. I'm super happy for you.
Cloth cape.
That cape is
McFarlane has stepped it up. He stepped his game up with the cloth capes. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Not just on the exclusive figures either. Like all of them are getting cloth capes now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have to buy at least one Batman with a cloth cape because none of them, all of mine don't have them. They don't have the cloth capes. They have the signature. What do you want to call it? Plastic cape. Yeah, like what Reno's showing you right there. That cloth. I mean, that cloth cape makes a difference. You know what I found out too as well that I like about the cloth capes, and anybody that's watching, put something in the comments if you have any of these figures and let us know. They're easier to pose with these cloth capes than they are with the regular, I don't know, plastic, whatever they made out of capes, because those capes are heavier, and the character can't really pose the character like you want. And sometimes the cape weighs the character down, and you're trying to pose it. You're trying to put it on these little stands that McFarlane gives, which I appreciate the stands. I really do. And here we go. Now we got him out.
Got him.
So, Yeah, I got it.
Boom! Look at that, dog.
I appreciate. Oh, wait a minute. I might have missed one.
DARKSIED.
So,
DARKSIED.
yeah, DARKSIED. Wait a minute. I
DARKSIED.
missed one. There we go. I missed one. Hang
Come on now, rip DARKSIED on out there. You ain't gonna hurt him.
There we go. There we go. There we
Hurt
go.
him.
Nah, I missed one of the joints there, man. And for all you comic fans out there who know, Dark, but he had a cape back in the '60s. So
Yeah, I was gonna say,
hey,
does he
here
have a
we go.
cape? I didn't. That's awesome.
He had a cape when he first, yeah, when they first drew him, he had a cape, but he doesn't wear it now.
See, when they came out with that Dark
cape,
Side, based on the movies and stuff, it was okay, but I wanted that motherfucker. I want the comic Dark Side.
Yeah, we want the comic book version.
Yeah. That boy hot.
I'm gonna have to flatten his cape out. I'm gonna have to flatten his cape out a little bit, later on, because this one is really, but it's dope. I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. Yeah, I gotta take my hat off to McFarlane for this one, because this one is actually, I'll give this one a 10 out of 10. I'll give this one a 10 out of 10 if I had,
That's a great figure. And y'all, we are gonna get to this, y'all. I promise you guys. If anybody just came in and bounced out, like, no, we are definitely gonna talk about this. I promise. But we got a few things, man. We got to unbox and show y'all some beautiful things. I got some trouble.
Yeah, but I was just getting to this. I just wanted to fill this in. While Reno was getting his noodles off the stove, you know what I mean, man? Man gotta eat. A man gotta eat. Since he go to work every day, he deserves to eat, because man don't work, man don't eat. So that's just what we try to get this cape a little flat for you. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna get the stand out. We're gonna stand them up here. Now, without the stand, that's what we're looking at. DARKSIDE, ruler of apocalypse.
Yeah, dog.
Spinning around there.
That's glorious.
And once I take him out the box, to be honest with you, it doesn't seem that big, but it's still dope.
How is it compared to the other Calibec, or what was it that you have?
Calibec's way bigger. Calibec and Man, they're taller. They're way bigger. Yeah. Calibec's way bigger and taller than this. But I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Calibec is huge. Like, he's thicker, and a little taller than this.
Man,
it's still dope. Crazy. No matter how you look at
dope.
it, it's still dope, man. No matter how you look at it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Speaking of big homies, I got something out the box too.
Yeah. What's up? What's up?
Big Road Pig. Now, this is G.I. Joe classified version of one of my favorite Dreadnoks, because he was based on like some Mad Max Road Warriors. He just was dope, that post-apocalyptic guy, and he was huge. He had a fucking cinder block on a stick. He didn't give a fuck. He looked like Arnold, bro. He was buff. He looked like Brock Lesnar and shit. The thing is, I don't know what they was thinking with this Andy Gump goofball cartoon face that they gave him. I'm not happy at all. That shit looks like Shrek, dog. What's going on? What cartoon? What Pixar, Disney Studios cartoon is this from? I don't know, because that's not Road Pig, my guy. I don't know who's the designing the fucking Dreadnoks over there, but come on. You and hey, you could have given us an option, at least given us another head that looked, like some gravitas, like a fucking man. I don't know. This is oh Jesus. Well, I guess they knew what they were doing, because I'm happy to report they did include a face mask that totally fixes the problem, in my opinion. But let me give you some background.
Oh yeah, now right there, like that's way better. Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, I like that, but that's hard. Yeah, that's way better.
That's how you gotta freak him. Let me get some light up on him here. See if we can get him focused in, get him zoned in for y'all to see the real detail there, because it's a really nicely done figure other than the head. See how the face, so that face mask, that it looks like a Sith I don't know, that's a really cool face mask. It's got some horns, some tusks rather, coming off the thing, and then you see he's got his crossbow on his wrist, which is just like the original figure. Let me get that to focus. There, he's got the crossbow on his forearm, just like the original figure. Little crossbow forearm, and his. What I'm not happy about is the fat belly, because Road Pig had a large upper body, but he had a normal size waist. He wasn't fat. He was built
Nah.
like, yeah, he was more like
Yeah.
like Arnold. He was more designed off
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was what he was based on, and but I do love the skull and the motif and the decorations and his tattoo says I think Dreadnoughts there and some really blurry writing, and then he's got some cool features around the leg areas. The knee there has a cool boar head like tusk you can see on his knee pad there. And then he's got the steel boots and the big steel thigh pad there. A couple of darts there for his crossbow on his leg. He's got the studded crotch cover, studded belt. I'm not gonna chrome this guy out. I'm not gonna chrome anything out.
Nah.
No,
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You got to explain why to the fans out there, because a lot of people we've all, even myself, we've all become
because
fans of the chroma.
I know,
Yeah, we've
I
all
know,
become fans of the chroma. So
I know. Now
break it down for us.
I don't even think I'm gonna do it. The thing is, this is Road Pig, man. So he's just a grimy. He's not gonna have nothing shiny on. Period. So even the metal is gonna be kind of dirty and grimy, and like iron. That's just kind of how I think of him. I don't see him as having anything shining at all. That's just kind of how I'm thinking about it right now. This may change over time. I'm addicted to that chrome, so we'll see what happens. But they give you an alternate headpiece. I don't know. I guess this is just them having fun. They give you 3 heads actually. So there's another head. There's the big goofy head like that. Then there's a more straight face looking cartoon head, and then there's this thing. This wild biker helmet, German army helmet with horns and tusks and just really scary looking shit there. You see that coming at you. It's not going to be nothing good's coming. But he comes with that. Then he also comes with another sledgehammer. So he comes with this is his cinder block on a stick that he's known for. The OG character. Signature joint that he's known for. Peace, everybody, man. Let me say what's up to everybody real quick. Salute to Corey, man. Slade, peace.
Corey, add your peace.
Katsugi Bakugo. Yes, peace. We are. I know why you here. We're gonna definitely get into this in a second. We just got to go through our little unboxings. We definitely gonna chop that up. And Slade, man, we gonna get it in. You already know. Chrome is definitely what it is. But check this out. He also comes with this sledgehammer. I'm a what do you call it? A purist. So I like the OG. I want him to look as like the original 80s toy figure as possible. And that's why I'm not super excited about having to use the face mask, because the original character does not have a face mask, and I would rather him be more like the real character. But the face mask is a good compromise with the goofball face. I do like the accuracy on the crossbow on the wrist. I was excited to see that. The cinder block sledgehammer, of course, is his signature joint. As cool as this thing looks, and as cool as this helmet looks, I guess they figure maybe you want to do some army building. Maybe you buy an extra one of these guys, and you have a couple of these guys standing on the flank. I guess you could do that. That would be cool if you got hella paper and you got it like that. And then he's hey, listen. I'm one of each.
Right. No, I'm laughing because you got guys that's like that out there, man.
No, I know.
But we've seen guys on Instagram. They got 500 Cobra troopers. 100. There's one guy I seen on Instagram. He was building an army, so he had at least 100 of every Cobra officer, trooper,
Oh yeah.
Crimson Guard, Bat. I was like, man, listen, if
I,
you got it like that, you got that money. That's $24. 24 times 100. Be my guest.
this dude here, he is not Road Pig did not ever have a pit bull or a pet, so this is cool. A little addition they threw in, I guess, just to make the figure justify the more expensive price. Uh, and there he goes. And I threw this little hook that Road Pig comes with around his collar because I thought if Road Pig ever used a leash, it would be a fucking meat hook. So there's his leash, the meat hook. But the
Is
dogs,
that
the
what that
pets.
is? Leashes and meat.
Well, yeah, I took the meat hook
That's
and I
hard,
stuck it
man.
through his collar like that, and
After his
so
color.
I
Yeah,
made it.
that's
I
hard.
made it into a leash. Right. That's how he's gonna. That's how he's gonna walk him. But yeah, the I think there's a defect on this one. Let me know anybody if you guys had this same defect on your Road Pig dog. They definitely installed the leg backwards. So there's a little piece in here that I would have to like take this whole pin out, and I tried. I can't get it out. But yeah, they put the thing together wrong. So he's got a little crooked leg. You can't really tell. It doesn't fuck with it too bad. So I'm not too pressed about it. But that's Road Pig, man, and I'm definitely like glad he's finally here and all of that. I'm not super salty about him. He's definitely growing on me. The mask definitely helped. I'm definitely, he looks dope in the lineup. Now, real quick, let's hop to the last but not the least. The homie Raptor. And that's a Cobra villain from the 80s, from the original line. He did not have like this sort of vulture from Spider-Man jetpack looking wings. He had actual cloth, like a piece of cloth with hawk wing print on it, feathers printed on it. Kind of, you can picture that. And then the hawk hood head piece and all that. And didn't have any claws like this, so they gave him some Wolverine claws that he can hold. You can see there. And they did some adaptations and shit like that. Again, y'all already know I'm real happy about the Hasbro, the new boxes they're using for Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe Classified. The packaging is very cool. I'm digging this a lot. It's very solid, very firm. The plastic is super, hard, and yeah, the cardboard's nice and thick. Now, check him out, y'all. This boy,
that's hard.
That's hard.
I had to order me. I had to order one of those.
That's
Because
hard.
I was on the fence. I was on the fence about that.
I know.
On the fence about that.
I know. I was at first too.
Definitely.
I was at once I seen some of the photos. I was like, nah, that dude. And the wings super articulatable. Articulatable? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
They're super articulate. They got a joint here, and then the tip, kind of can go like that. You could do all kinds of shapes. So then you could do them like this. Fold them back. Whatever you want to do. You fold them up. The whole thing. You could twist them out. You can throw them around the front like that. Give them some.
That's hard.
Give them a shield and shit.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. Make them look more menacing. Like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but you can do all kinds of shit.
When we were kids, I wish. See, when we were kids, I really wish that they would have did him like that instead of the cloth. They the cloth wings when we were kids character, but that right there when we were kids, that'd have been dumb. That'd have been dumb dope.
Yes. Hell yeah. I would have been very happy with that one. Let me get this lighting back correct. But yeah, it's yeah, I agree, man. Mine's the same. I got all the Dreadnought characters. I just need Zorana. Oh yeah, Zorana. I got Zorana, but Xandar, her brother, I pre-ordered, so he'll be out real soon.
Yeah, I pre-ordered Xandar too. I got Xandar coming.
Before I break down this My Hero Academia, grabbed these at the shop when I was running down. They got this Dick Tracy #5 is out. I'm liking the covers. All the covers of these so far have been a really dope, like nice, large frame shot of Dick Tracy in his yellow trench coat and hat. Very iconic. And that's why I bought the comic. That's why I'm into the comic for. Same thing, Space Ghost. This is the first cover that hasn't had Space Ghost on the cover, like really, and I'm not. I don't like that. I really like the Space Ghost covers. There he is, like beating on the ground, getting fucked up by this guy here. Number 6, and then Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood. This was number 3. I think I showed you guys 2 last week and one before that. This
Yeah,
is
definitely need to get that.
I haven't.
How many-
Yeah,
The black
I
suit
haven't.
and blood, is it like the black and whites? The black and white
Yeah,
joint?
they're all
Okay.
black and white except the red stuff
Different
is red.
stories. Okay, just a bunch of different
Yeah.
stories.
Now I
Because
haven't read
I
them.
usually because I usually get the
I
black
haven't
and
read them.
whites, whether they're DC or they're Marvel. It'll tell it, but they're usually dope. I usually got
Right.
some dope stories in there.
Yeah. Hold on. That's Kate Bishop there on the front of the cover of the Ultimates. Number was it 7? Was it no 5?
Yes, sir. It should be
5.
fine.
Grabbed this. I stopped my Transformer subscription. Moving on to other shit. I just had to weed it out. This is number 13 though. I picked it up because it's fucking a dope ass cover of Starscream
Do you
with the
have
black
number
back.
12? Do you
I
have
do
number
not.
12?
No, I have 10,
Number 12. I'm gonna tell you
11, and
why
12.
you
I
need
don't have.
that.
Yeah.
You got to get 12. You can get it. 12 is it set a milestone. They sold over 100,000 copies of just that one comic,
Oh
and
wow.
it was a story about It's something about Starscream. I have 12. I haven't read it yet. It's something about Starscream in there that everybody went nuts about. So it
Mhm.
actually sold. They reprinted it. That whatever it sold, but it's
Yeah.
actually to date uh one of the more higher volume selling comics that's come out in the last decade. So if you can get your hands on Transformer number 12, get it. It's worth it. It's a good collector's item. It'll be worth something one day. We don't know what, but hold on to it. But 12 is
Yeah,
hard
man.
to find right now, and it's actually worth getting if you can get it.
Scarlet number 5. Loving the cover. Have not gotten to 5 yet. I'm actually still a little bit behind on Scarlet yet. But
Yeah,
the
me too.
cover is like,
I'm not
yeah,
behind as well. Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
behind
It's
as
real.
well.
It's all pink. It doesn't really show up on the cover. Even Storm Shadow has like a little pink tint. Her hair is definitely pink. Everything is sort of like a pinkish. So girl power, whatever. But hey, Scarlet is a dope comic. It has been really good. Well, okay, I'm not caught up. But the first 3 were good. She's like a ninja. She's rocking with Jinx. It's peak. Now this I'm really upset that we didn't do DC Power Hour Saturday. I had a lot to get into. I really wanted to talk about Batman, Absolute Batman, because god damn it, that shit is fucking hard.
We can
I'm
do it
talking about,
Saturday.
man.
We're gonna get it. We can dive into it Saturday, bro.
We're
I
gonna
mean,
we're
listen,
gonna
we gotta go all in because there's a lot we gotta discuss about
we're gonna go
Absolute Batman,
all
about
in.
the whole Absolute universe. We gotta discuss a lot about the Absolute
We're going
universe.
all
Period.
in.
Yeah, we do gotta go all in.
We're going on.
We definitely.
Now this is the all in special number 1, and I have to take it out of the package real quick for y'all, because it is a two-sided joint. So this is all in. This is the first part of all in. This is all in number 1 special, and you see the old school Justice League, the original Batman, Superman, everybody's there, and this is like the culmination. And Darkseid gets his he he hold on, let me see. Booster Gold is jumping around, fucking around, and everybody's doing things and having a good time. While Darkseid is building up his plan right there to merge with Spectre. And Spectre, if y'all don't know, is one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. And when you merge with that motherfucker, you become like the alpha and the omega. But there he is. He's merged with Spectre, and he's one of the most powerful beings again, as usual, in the universe.
Universe. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know what? Because in the known DC universe, the one name that stands above all the rest when it comes to supreme villainy is Darkseid. Uh, I mean, living on living on Apocalypse and all that he does there, and the hellish world that it is, he wants to conquer the universe. But the thing about Darkseid's plan of conquering the universe is
I don't know. It doesn't want to
he
focus.
wants to take away all free will and replace it with his own. So anything that he does, like merging with Spectre or anything like that, it all goes towards that and finding the omega, what's it, the anti-life equation and things like
Well,
that.
here he
That's all.
does what he does in this. He merges with Spectre and then ends. And I don't know why the fucking camera won't focus right now, but he's saying right there. He's saying DARKSIED ends, and then he just goes boom and disappears and leaves just this rift right here, this tear in the multiverse, and that's all that's left of DARKSIDE after that. And Orion is out here letting the Justice League know that the universe will create a new dark side. Like there always has to be a dark side. That's just part of the universe. So
Yep.
don't worry about it. He'll be back, type shit. And then everything flips. Then everything flips, and you go to the back of the comic, and you read it from this side now. And you listen. You turn it upside down, and now this is the absolute. You see the difference? Everybody looks different. There's Batman, he's looking different. There's Superman looking different. Wonder Woman looking different.
That's the absolute universe side.
Exactly. And then this is the art style is phenomenal. I really dig this shit. It's like old school, like Jack Kirby almost, but not, but like modernized. And it's just really, really cool. And they kind of, this is a dope, telling of what's going on from the other side and all of that. And you end up getting to the whole point. And then there's Spectre and shit. So this is the same, like it's the same story, but it's being told from this other perspective in this other universe. And then you end up with the all-in crew with the Batman, the new Absolutes joints. So that was really a long story, but here is the reason for the whole thing. The reason for the whole thing is this bad motherfucker here. Absolute Batman #1, this whole Absolute Batman thing where Bruce Wayne is just this like just this brute, dog. He's just a brute. He's not a billionaire. He's just a bad motherfucker.
He's an engineer.
Dog.
He's an engineer.
He's everything.
And he creates
he's
his own gadgets.
Yeah. He didn't held every job in every different position and that you could think of in Gotham City.
Doesn't have a silver spoon in his mouth.
No, sir.
He wasn't born with a silver spoon. None of that. He got it the hard way on this one.
He a bad man. I'm telling you. We're gonna definitely dive into this Saturday with DC Power Hour. That shit is the best thing I've seen DC do in a long time. That's me. That's the best thing to me since the Batman, since Battinson.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's the beauty of the comics and the toys in which we have procured as of recently, and we're gonna get into this MHA goodness, y'all. Now, I want to dive right into the My Hero Academia movie. I want to dive right into the Galini Mafia. Okay, I want to get all into it, but I think unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I'm happy to do it, but I think people might not be as familiar with. Not everyone is as familiar with this show, so let me just give a quick. Now, I mean, people are. Hang on, let me think how to. Well, I do want to give you a little bit of a premise, a little premise to the show. Just 2 years, and this is unprecedented for manga, by the way. Just 2 years after the hang on, y'all. Okay, yeah, just 2 years after Kohei Horikoshi, this is the guy that created My Hero Academia in 2014. World famous manga at the time. Manga is Japan's version of comics. Instead of each issue being a comic book, they compile like 12 issues into one little booklet. They don't bother with color because they pump these things out fast. They get them out like twice a week. They're pumping them out, so they don't have time to color them and shit like that. And that's fine because the art is, centered around that. It's based on being black and white, so it works out perfectly. Everything is dope. And the manga then goes to an anime. That's how any anime you pretty much know was a manga before that. Before it was a manga, it might have even been a novel. In Japan, novels turn into mangas, turn into animes. And then anime shows, right, series or movies, they go from there. But My Hero Academia just was like blowing up in the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, which is the premier magazine for all manga, and just shot right onto the screen, right? Instantly became a world famous anime, bringing the quirky twist to the endless barrage of superhero fare that has been dominating media recently. And My Hero Academia was made and came out at the perfect time. It's the perfect storm. That's why it's blowing up. That's why it's so big right now, because it's basically a Japanese comic book. It's comics. I saw that shit. I was like, yo, this is the X-Men. You know what I mean? Like the heroes of My Hero Academia are born in a society where 80% of the people possess an innate power, or something they call a quirk. X-Men calls it mutation. My Hero Academia calls it a quirk. Same thing. They give you a power. Some of them give you, turn you into, a crazy looking, creature or whatever. But just like the X-Men, and you have, physical mutations, mental mutations, all kinds of mutations. And of course, there's some people that use these mutations and these powers to, for good and to save people and be heroes. And then, of course, there's some that use them for personal gain, for crimes, and or to destroy the world and kill humanity if they're the real dangerous, bad motherfuckers. And if you like, Toad or Blob, all these different kind of characters, you'll see very similar type stuff on My Hero Academia. Very similar powers, the same kind of thing, and it's I was blown away. I was just like, couldn't be happier. I was so amazed. My son turned me on to it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. My son Blaze, he turned me on to it back in 2014. He was like, yo, you'll dig this, and instantly I was like hooked. And it's got a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? It's a really well told story. It's charming. It's fucking dope. Like, it's peak storytelling. And but you guys may know this already, and just like you might know that the series has this plucky protagonist named Izuku Midoriya Deku, who went from being one of the few powerless humans in the world to being the strongest and greatest hero in Japan, next to All Might, who is kind of passed the torch to him. This character named All Might is kind of like Superman, but not. Entrusted him with all his combined quirks at once. He has like 7 quirks, all together, and all these different. I'm not going to get into the whole. It's deep, but because there's 7 seasons deep, 4 movies of lore, just to get into. But My Hero Academia has definitely become more impenetrable to newbies than a lot of the deepest comic books that we fuck with. So, but that hasn't hurt the film's success at all. Box office wise, this thing has gone bananas. $23 million internationally, unheard of, guys. An anime movie is not expected to do numbers. They're there for the fans.
Not like that, yeah.
Get one. They're usually not. Yeah, they're usually not the best. Whatever. I mean, like I said, they're made for the fans. This motherfucker went wide. $26 million worldwide, and not just that, but My Hero Academia Your Next is the name of the movie, was also the top movie at Japan's box office, the number 1 movie. It was number 8 in the US, which is crazy. It's an anime film, y'all. Now, My Hero Academia's franchise is unheard of. There's 3 films that they've put in the theater so far, and this most recent one is gearing up to be one of the series' greatest projects yet. And animated by the studio Bones, and based on the original manga by Kohei Horikoshi. And the film has ranked in the $3 million in just the United States opening weekend. So during opening weekend in Japan, it was got like 6.2 million. And it's destroyed any previous records. And the opening day in Japan was more successful than the opening days of the previous My Hero Academia films. This one has really surpassed them, and in my opinion, it's a much better movie than any of the ones in the past. The villain is a lot more engaging. There's a lot more to him. He's not as quite as two dimensional or cliche, cookie cutter. Not saying that they are at all, but he's just more complex than any of the villains previously in a lot of ways. I mean, you could argue that till the cows come home, but in recent years, to give you an example, anime movies have definitely been blowing up, but get definitely unlocking new sort of possibilities for the genre by capturing the attention of casual fans, people that aren't typically anime fans. And something like My Hero Academia has definitely crossed the bridge, crossed over people like me, people like that are comic book fans traditionally, or maybe not. Like for me, I'm old school anime, like Ninja Scroll, fucking Fist of the North Star, that kind of shit. I'm not a big Naruto guy. I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. Hello, I've seen it all. Don't get me wrong, I've seen all that shit, but I'm not hella into it like I am comics. So, but this particular one, My Hero Academia, I think has reached a broader audience because of the superhero craze that definitely Marvel started and is definitely running media. But like we recently had Dragon Ball Superhero, Blue Lock the movie, episode Nagi. You had the One Piece film Red, Demon Slayer, Mugen Train, Jujutsu Kaisen came out, was decent. Spy and Family, Code White. And a lot of those are like one-off self-contained stories, and a lot of these anime movies are not part of the show as much as sort of just a like a one-off story with the characters that takes place maybe in the timeline, but isn't really part of any story that's been ongoing in the show in any way. But to give you an idea, Dragon Ball Z is obviously the peak of anime as far as popularity, so that one's definitely going to be always at the top. But like I said, My Hero Academia, number 8, so that's definitely not bad at all. But if you're a big fan of the show, you know what I'm saying, then you already know. But I think a lot of people are attracted to like strength, powers, entertainment, and I think. But what did Dark Might say in the movie? He said, people are attracted to strength, power is entertainment. And this is like the 4th film, from MHA. And you've got this character, Dark Might, who is a opposite version of that hero All Might, and he's sort of like, well, not an opposite technically, he's just this guy who's like a super obsessed fan of All Might. And
Yeah, he's like the ultimate. He's like the ultimate version of All Might.
no, he's not
So
the
he's like
ultimate version of All Might.
to me, I thought. Yeah, to me, I thought that's what he, because he's just like All Might, but he's just dark. I would say he's got the right. He's just a darker version of All Might, but just
yeah,
like
he's
to me,
definitely a
like
dark version.
I could go with that. He's like a dark ultimate version of All Might, and the movie's
Yeah,
basically about him fighting Deku, but I like All Might. I think All Might reminds me of like a good version of Homelander, but he's the bomb. Like All Might is the bomb, and in this movie, Dark Might was just like the opposite version of him. It was good though, bro. And all of these, you got to remember these movies happen in between seasons. So this is in between season 6 and 7. I don't know how many of y'all seen season 7 yet, but this movie is after season 6. So there's a lot going on if you haven't seen season 6 yet, and then watch this movie.
yeah. Dark Might, he's got designs on being the new All Might. And obviously he's
Yeah,
a lunatic, he's crazy, he's insane, and he's a bad guy, and he doesn't have any good intentions. He wants to be All Might for all the wrong reasons, of course, but he's definitely got he's got some power to back up his dreams, if you will. But the overzealous violence which with which he dispatches a wrongdoer rings a lot of alarm bells for this because he's like, I'm the new hero, I'm gonna be the new All Might. But he's kind of like pretty he's pretty violent, and so Deku, the main antagonist, the main protagonist of My Hero Academia, he sees that and he's like, I don't know, that dude ain't nothing like All Might. Hold on now, something ain't right. And that are which are apparently justified when Dark Might tractor beams him and a bunch of other bystanders into his giant flying fortress in this sprawling sort of like I don't know, Wonderland pirate ship is where the big bad is forcing his slave Anna to transform compatible victims into augmented superfolk who will join his army and help him be the next All Might. But the really cool shit that I dug about this one, man, All Might's a gangster. He's not All Might, sorry, Dark Might is a gangster. I mean, in the most literal term, he's a mafia gangster, and the Galini mafia family is known as the largest criminal organization in Europe, right? And their leader Baldo was inspired by All Might's final fight with the main villain of My Hero Academia, All for One, and he sort of took All Might's final words in that event to be. He took them personally. He took them to heart, because at the end, when All Might in the show beats All for One, he points at the camera and he says, "Now it's your turn." And of course, he's talking to Deku, who he's passed the torch to, and a lot of villains, a lot of heroes, all kinds of people, took that personally. And, oh, is he talking to me? Kind of thing. And so this guy, he took that to heart, and this guy Baldo sort of nominates himself as the new symbol of peace, the new All Might. And so, of course, Deku is part of the UA high school class 1A, and they're out there, on a mission to capture a group of villains known as the Jailbreakers. So in season, between, like Stu said, during season 6, there's a large jail, let's say, that gets broken out. Everyone gets let out of, right? So all the villains are running free, and the heroes are out there just sort of trying to clean it up. And while they're doing that, Midoriya Deku encounters a hostage situation involving a key member of the Galini Mafia family. And the hostage is a girl named Anna with a special quirk that allows other superheroes or people with quirks to enhance their quirk if they touch her. And meanwhile, you have a man named Julio who's trying to kill Anna for we don't know why at the time. And Julio wears an eye patch. He's got a machine-like arm that can transform into a gun and a really dope motorcycle. And he's like this, mysterious guy running around, putting Akira to shame. And basically, Baldo is now a sinister version of All Might. He looks kind of like All Might. He's, calling himself Dark Might. And, Dark Might is planning to utilize this girl, Anna, forever. As he and the rest of the Galini family intend to save Japan by destroying UA High and rebuilding everything in his image as he sees fit. And now, all of the show, the series, the anime, it has dope characters, dope action sequences that are top notch. The anime is phenomenal. The artwork is great. The dialogue, maybe not the best. Okay, it's not, but again, it's anime, so come on. But a lot of the speeches are, only given to stretch out episodes and overstate the obvious, and kind of maybe as filler and shit like that, and express the lamest of emotions at an unbearable degree. But again, it's anime. But this isn't really a new animated series from Japan, and whether you're a massive fan of Dragon Ball or what, And Toriyama was a mastermind of stretching things out beyond comprehension. If you know Dragon Ball, they'll like one guy's like throwing a punch and it'll last the entire episode, and they'll fight. They'll still be fighting 4 episodes down the line. It's the same fight, and they're just like talking and having thoughts
Yeah,
and
they do a
shit.
lot of yeah, they do a lot of talking. Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Going too
but
much, my.
a lot of people can't get with it. It is what it is. But if you can, but I think the bad definitely outweighed the good. For me with My Hero Academia, and I definitely dug it. I read a lot of the manga too. I haven't finished the manga because my son finished the manga. He's not exactly happy with how it turned out. A lot of people aren't really happy with the ending. I've sworn him to silence. I haven't gotten to it yet. I don't want to know. And I'm not reading the manga because the anime hasn't come out. I'm watching on anime, and I torture myself. I'm even waiting for the dub, y'all. I'm not watching the sub. I'm watching the dub, which to me, my generation, that was sacrilege. You did not watch the dub, you watched the sub. Okay. The Japanese voices sounded cooler. You could read the what it means, but the dub versions were always trash. They were always ridiculous. In the 80s, 90s, they were terrible. Now we have these new companies called Funimation and these new studios that are actually using like really seasoned, really good voice actors that are really good at their jobs, and you have these great dubs now that, in my opinion, are as good and even better than the subs. So I definitely wait for the dub with My Hero Academia. I just picture the characters how I see them. It's how I hear them. I'm just more, and again, it's to me, it's more of like a comic book thing. It's more, it reminds me of an Americanized, context than a typical anime. So MHA, My Hero Academia, also known as Boku No Academia. To all them super nerds, don't kill me, okay? Yes, I know. Boku No Academia, okay. But My Hero Academia, it's definitely I think anybody could dig it, regardless of what you're into. Now, the movie You're Next, it's called You're Next, My Hero Academia, You're Next. It's definitely a mixed bag if you attempt to consider it as a part of the My Hero Academia show. You have the Galini family has these 7 new characters. It's a new mafia that's not been a part of the show at all. Galini family, the Galini mafia, that's new for the movie. And that's my shit. I'm all into the mafia stuff. That's my my thing. That's me and all of that. But you have uh great character designs. Like, they're really well drawn. Like, the design's phenomenal, dude. Kohei is phenomenal. Horikoshi, the guy that created this show, one of the best artists in manga, in my opinion, hands down. And I'll challenge anybody with that. But yeah, they have this flying fortress, right? Like Bowser, and this ridiculous set of powers, right? With it just like, it's completely overpowered, just unstoppable, nullifying quirks and slowing down time, trapping people in daydreams, teleporting, telekinesis, alchemy. These fucking dudes, like, you can't fuck with them, and they all channel all their powers to Dark Might, so he can do anything they can do pretty much, because he uses them. And all the character development is given to Anna, right? And Giulio, the guy with the patch. Now, Anna's quirk of over modification is what it's called, and Giulio's quirk of neutralization got him hired by her wealthy family to keep her quirk in check, because her quirk fucks with everybody else, and so they needed his quirk to keep her quirk from fucking up everybody else's quirk. So the movie explains why half of his body is mechanical and why he's trying to kill her, instead of keeping her. But the big reason that he agrees to work with Midoriya, with Deku, the main protagonist of the show, and the rest of Class 1A, is to see Anna smile again. He wants her to be happy again. That's his goal. And the entire budget for the animation of this movie had to be invested in the last like 10 minutes of that film. I promise. Definitely a phenomenal.
Yeah.
The finale is crazy. Yes, you get the big 3, right? Midoriya, Bakugo and Todoroki. They're the big three, characters of the show, and they a great team up scene. They go toe to toe with the crazy monster, Dark Might, in a super fast paced, sequence. Super surreal character design and phenomenal animation and just really dope. And you know, it's not that way constantly. Like I said, they definitely, it's better in some places, like any anime is. It is solid though for most of the film, uh, especially during the close-ups. Kohei is known for close-ups. The lines are really thick. They're dope detail, like really cool close-ups, and everybody is suddenly colorful blobs with little to no detail here and there. So different teams often animate different episodes or sequences when it comes to a movie, but something is definitely, you can tell there's a few spots. But My Hero Academia, Your Next, definitely worth seeing, especially if you're a fan of the anime. Forget about it. You have to see it, no question. Best movie they've done, hands down. This character could have easily had an arc in the series, easily, and been dope. I still would like to see it. Like that would be like, so um in my opinion, like, I don't know, out of 10, I give it an 8. And
Mm,
that's like out
that's
of
saying
it.
a
I
lot.
mean,
That's saying a lot.
that's saying a lot. Out of
Yeah, I
anime
agree.
movies, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Anime movies, 10 out of 10. Straight up. It's a top-notch anime movie. I loved it. Um Now, modern anime is very different from 90s anime, so, don't expect Ninja Scroll or Fist of the
Princess
North Star.
Mononoke.
But
Oh,
yeah, for modern, it's very well done. Very well done. Um yeah. Um Wait, where's that thing? Oh, where's it at? GI Joe has the new Skybound has the new covers out. Check these out, broski. What my man Slade said. Remember, these movies take place in between seasons, so after season 7, we should get another movie. That would be yeah. I mean, if they keep it going, I don't know though, because it's like the final season. The next one is the final season. The next season will be the last
yeah.
season of the show ever. So, but
Yeah.
that would be dope.
You figure 10 years. We got 7 seasons in 10 years, but you can't complain about that.
Mm.
And this is what, the third movie? That's hard, man. That's a
It's the
hard.
fourth and fifth.
That's a hard cover.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, definitely that.
Definitely need that.
Yeah. At some point, man, some of these comics in the near future are going to be valuable for their covers. And this is just something new, because normally it's first appearance or something that happened, somebody died. The art and craftsmanship that's put into some of these covers that are made, and the detail, they're made way better than what we got, back in the 70s and 80s. And I take my hat off to those covers too, because they were good. But the artists now, they've stepped the game up, man. They made it more interesting,
I want
and
this.
as you go on, yeah, and stuff like that. You do a black and white cover like that. That's hard, man. I can't say anything other than I need that in my collection.
That's Mercer at the top. The Viper. You got, of course, Destro over here to his flank. Cobra
Let's
Commander
go
in the front.
Commander, Baroness. Is that
I think
Baroness?
it's Baroness. It could be Baroness. I'm not sure. There's a new. It might be this one. I don't know who this is. yet. I haven't gotten to that part.
A young
Uh,
Baroness?
no, I don't think it's Baroness at all. I don't know though.
Okay.
We'll see.
Baroness is Destro and Baroness's daughter? I don't know. Because she got on the red and the black.
Huh.
It's Baroness
But
up.
that's
I mean,
different.
Baroness right there.
Baroness,
Yeah, she.
yeah, Baroness is with the Joes now.
Yeah. She, after Duke. Yeah, after the Duke comic, she went with the Joe. But I don't know why they did that, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know, man.
I don't know either, dog. I'm not with that shit. Really, we'll see how it
Nah, me
turns out.
either. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see that, man. Baroness is, I don't know. She was always dope. Her uniform was dope. She's just dope, man. That's hard too. That's too. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's for
You
two
got rock
comics.
and roll. That's like I think it's a full page.
Pull up. Okay.
Yeah, I got a Cobra version and a Joe version. See the
Mm,
logo? The Joe
yeah,
logo on that one, Cobra logo on that one.
yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Neat. I like those blank covers, even though I never get anything put on them. But I just like having them right
Yeah,
there.
bro. Yeah, and the writer Joshua Williamson has confirmed that he has a multi-year plan for the Energon universe. So it's not just a mini series and then they're done. The Energon is going to keep going, y'all. I'm super happy about that. And we've had a whole year of like build up from Skybound, and the release of GI Joe #1 is like a culmination of that. We had the Duke comic, the Cobra Commander comic, the Destro comic, the Scarlet comic, and then of course we had all the Transformers and the Void Rivals. I kind of wish they didn't make the Void Rivals. I don't know if you're a big fan of it or not. It's like I don't know
I've read
why
them.
create a new.
Yeah, I
Just have
because
Joe's and Trans.
Because Void Rivals came out first, and then they showed the Transformers, and then
Yeah,
we just had Transformers and GI Joe. But
and I guess they created that to make a transition or to try and
or just maybe link them all together or something.
yeah
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in an interview that he did with Screen Rant, he spoke about his plans to stay on GI Joe for the long haul and teased some of the big stories to come out in the first year. He said it's going to be a lot of fun for the first year and beyond. Promising that he's definitely not going anywhere, and with so many creative teams coming and going in high profile comic books, especially over the last several years. Joshua Williamson emphasized that this will not be the case for the Energon universe and the GI Joe series. So we'll see if that remains true. But there is a couple of joints. Right here. Let me see. Can I blow that up? There's that black and white cover we were looking at a second ago in color.
Mercer. Man. Mercer, look. You need to come out with a Mercer classifieds. We need to classify Mercer.
Hell yeah. Crimson Twins.
Yeah. That's hard. Man. Baroness.
The Happy Baroness.
Amen.
I like that cover.
Yeah, that's hard too. I like that.
Yeah, the artwork is dope on that shit. But yeah. He said we have so much stuff planned, and that's one thing that I want readers to know. This is a long-term commitment. We really do have a big story that's planned, and this isn't going to be a short little run and then we take off. We have big plans that we want to do it right. Now, GI Joe Classified. I don't know. They haven't said anything officially that I can think of, but I don't know if it's been like talked about. I'm not hearing it a lot. The character designs are the same characters from Classified as they are in these Skybound comics. So when you see a drawing of, such and such character, that's the same design that he has in Classified. So I don't know if the comics are getting them from Classified or Classified's getting them from the comics, but they're definitely the same designs. And that means that when we see Mercer in the comics, we know it's coming to Classified, and that's pretty much how he's gonna look. So
We definitely need that. I would
yeah.
definitely love to have a Mercer. Definitely. Because they're
Oh yeah.
bringing out the Marauders, right? So they bought out a Sergeant Slaughter
Yeah.
Marauder version of Sergeant. So we should be getting the Marauders.
Marauders.
Yeah. We should be getting you. Yeah, everything
Hmm.
else, but
Now another. I don't know if you ever were a fan of Silverhawks back in the day.
yes, sir. Big time fan.
Fucking after the huge success of Thundercats, another now they're gonna do Silverhawks comics. You have Thundercats, which man, I think I have most of them. I think I got all of them except number one. Look at that.
Look at Mum Raw.
Panther is my favorite.
Yeah, I think everybody liked Panther when we was kids, man. Because he was, because we like ninjas, and he was the most like a ninja out of the whole crew. So we kind of like look at Chitara, man, giving it to Mumra with the claw shield,
Mhm.
hitting him right in there, giving him the clock chopper. Thunder Tank. Always liked the design of Thunder Tank. Always thought that joint was hard. When I was a kid, man, I liked it. I always thought Thunder Tank was like, I thought that was a really great design.
Oh yeah, and now Dynamite Comics is gonna relaunch. So this is the Dynamite Thundercats. Now they're gonna be doing their well this has been bringing a lot of new fans in, a lot of old fans, making it the biggest debut in the company's history. Dynamite is a lesser known, it's not Marvel, obviously. It's a smaller publisher, but Thundercats has been huge for them, and so now as part of the the publisher's deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, Thundercats sister property, Silverhawks, returns in 2025 with an all new ongoing series. And you know, if you watch Thunderhawks or Silverhawks and
Yeah.
Thundercats, you see a lot of the same voice actors. Like Monstar and Mumra are the same dude. Like it's crazy.
Same voice actor, same everything.
Same everything. And
Yeah.
the Silverhawks were just like the Thundercats. They had the same
Yeah, but they
trope.
were in space. Yeah, they were in space, and they had the little. They were Thundercats headquarters shaped like a giant cat.
Right.
Theirs was like
A
an
hawk.
asteroid. It was like a hawk. It kind of looked like theirs, but you had they had a set of twins. They were paternal twins. That's Tally Hawk, I think his name was. Yeah, that was Tally Hawk. So look at their headquarters, and then they had their ship that looked like the Thunder Tank, but all of them fit in there, and they would get shot out of there. When they pull the helmets down, they can pull their wings. That's when they go into space. They pull their wings out. Yeah, that's and the cowboy guy. I forget his name, but he drives it, and that's how they shoot out. They spread their wings and then they fly. And what was it? Hearts of Steel, Wings of Metal, Hearts of Steel, Silverhawk. I forget their names, man. I gotta start watching this. I
Huh.
remember That's Brimstar is the moon, the
Monster.
moonlight of Moonstone, Moonstar of Limbo. I had that character. I had all of it. I had all of these toys, and when I was a kid, I had all the toys. I had all of them. That's Buzzsaw. That was the kid right there with the orange. Is the first one. And Monstar, and then that's his ship. It's a squid. And it has an armor. When he turns into Monstar, it gets armored, and he rides it. The Moonstar gives him his power, turns him into sort of like Mumra had the ancient spirits of evil, turned him into Mumra. The Moon
Yeah.
Star of Limbo turned him into Monstar. And when
Yeah.
he was Monstar, he's all powerful, and he only needs a little bit of light because there is an episode where he broke out of jail with just like a tiny bit of light, the Moon Star that came in there and it hit him in the eye, and he goes, but I like this right here. I seen this when they reimagined him through AI. It's dope. Look at Monstar. That's hard, man. I forget their names, man. I gotta watch that. That Stargazer. Yeah, he's the leader. He's sort of like Jaga. That's their version. Yeah, Hawkhaven. The name of their base. It's on an asteroid. Look at Monstar. That's him. Man, that's hard. I think his name is something. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He's in the jail. Just a little bit of the Moonstar, and that's what he looks like when he turns into Monstar. He's armored. He shoots this. I don't know. He shoots this beam out of his eye when he's dead, and it's like the star follows you around like Darkseid's Omega beams, and hit you. And Steelheart. All right, there we go. Steelheart. They said in there. She's a twin. She has a twin brother. Yeah, Mumbo Jumbo. Yeah, he was the one we saw. Yeah, that's Steelheart. Yeah, she's a twin. I don't know who Maloney. Oh, Maloney is
Melodious.
the Melodia. She's a bad guy. Yeah, Steel Will, and Steelheart. They're brother and sister. They're twins. And then Mumbo Jumbo is one of the henchmen of Monstar because they're like a mafia. So they all have like these mafia type names, and they it's kind of bluegrass.
Bluegrass. What the fuck?
But I don't think that was his name though.
Fucking bluegrass.
I gotta look at Yes Man.
Yes,
Yes Man
man.
that's Monstar's right hand henchman. Your Copper
That's a,
Kid. But they don't
that's a
call
yes,
him a
man.
Copper Kid. This is something else. Yeah, they call him your Time Stopper. Time Stopper was dope. He was a dope character.
Yeah, they call him Copper Kid.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Windhammer. Yeah, I remember Windhammer was a dope character too, but I like him better there the way he looks. Flashback. Another dope character in the series. Poker Face. Yeah, they all like mobsters and they all have like these mobster names,
A word?
but they're dope. Yeah, yeah. When you watch so well, yeah. Monster Hunter, they're like a mafia.
Oh shit.
Molecular. I remember him. He was dope. He was another dope one in it. Yeah,
Condor.
Condor.
What?
That's real. Yeah, Buzzsaw. Yeah, so I got that. Yeah, I remember Buzzsaw. That's one of the ones I remember.
Moonstriker. I didn't know they had all these characters. Hardware.
Yeah, Hardware.
Hot Wing. Hell no.
Because in some of the other, and some of the
Hot Wing.
other, I don't know, and some of the General Rawlins, yeah, somebody, and I think in the second, I think it was either the second or third season, they introduced two more Silverhawks.
That's a game milking.
Yeah, maybe this.
Sky Shadow.
Yeah, Sky Shadow.
Slybird.
But it was Tallyhawk.
Tallyhawk.
There we go. Tallyhawk. Yeah.
Stronghold.
Yeah.
What, they each had a hawk? Razor.
I don't remember. The only one I remember is Tallyhawk.
Man.
Yeah, I remember Tallyhawk. I don't know about all these other ones.
Mayday. That looks like that's Copper Kid. That must be Copper Kid's bird.
And the thing, let him have hawks, but
Backflash. That's Flashback's hawk. Yeah, Gyro.
I don't know. I don't remember them. This might be for the AI, bro. I don't know because
All right, let's
the
see.
only one I remember is Tallyhawk. I don't remember the other ones.
All
It
right,
could be. I just don't remember them.
let me see. I don't know. I don't
Huh?
know.
Wings of silver, hearts of steel, silver hearts. It was dope.
Yep. See, look, they each got a bird. Stargazer got Slybird. Quicksilver got Tallyhawk. Quicksilver's the lead guy. That's the main dude.
He's the lead. Yeah, he's the man. He's like
Yep. Steelheart has Stronghold. Steel Wheel has Razor. Bluegrass has Sideman. Copper Kid has Mayday. See, I was right about that. Hot Wing
okay.
got Gyro. Flashback got Backlash. I knew that was right.
Oh no, listen.
Moonstriker got
I
Tailspin.
just don't remember. I just don't remember them having their own hawks. But I really don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I guess that
I
was the
mean,
toy. Like,
because when I
because
had the toys, I don't remember them coming with their own hawks. I remember
these shows were all about
Quicksilver
toys.
had. Yeah, Quicksilver had Tallyhawk. I remember that, and I remember
Mhm.
Tallyhawk because he's in the intro. But I don't remember the rest. It's been a long time, man, since I even watched. And I own the series on DVD. I bought them just so I could watch them and reminisce and just watch them at my leisure. But I gotta watch them, man, because it was a dope show. It didn't last long though, but it was dope. It definitely was all the voice actors and the same people that created Thundercats. You could tell
Yeah.
when you watched it. But I can't say
Yeah.
nothing bad because I was a fan. I got all the toys every Christmas or birthday or whatever. Every chance I get, I was buying Silverhawks and
Hmm.
as many of them as I can get. They had no articulation, none. They just they like Reno said, the show is made for toys. So there was a button on the back you hit, and their arms go straight out like this, and they had the cloth wings, and you could
Oh yeah.
you can fly. But that was it. There was no articulation. There was no their arms didn't even bend. That's it. That's there was their knees didn't bend, their arms didn't bend. Nothing. Nothing. Just like
Well,
Thundercats.
yeah.
It was a
Exactly. They were
hardcore.
like
Yeah,
He-Man or
yeah,
something.
yeah. You had to have a real vivid imagination because you definitely wasn't posing those figures.
Nah. No. But the artwork is great in the Thundercats. Dynamite Thundercats. So if you haven't read it or picked it up, and you're a big fan of Thundercats, then I would definitely recommend it. It's really cool. It has all the characters and it's well done and it looks great. And the stories are very Thundercatty and it works out and everything is cool and everybody's recognizable and everybody looks like who they're supposed to look like and sounds like they're supposed to be and has the personality they're supposed to have and it works out. Now this is how the Thundercats books look, and this is how the Dynamite Silverhawks comics are going to look. That's issue 1 there with your boy and your girl. And there's like a cartooner version. There's a drawn version.
It's still dope, man. Look at that. I like that. Yeah, see that pose they got in the back and on the side? That's just
Huh?
how they were. They were stiff. They were stiff just like that. But I was a kid, that's what we had. I loved it.
What is this shit? Simpsons? Or
Yeah.
nah? One of these new ugly art adult cartoon shows. Fucking
Super big eyes and all that. Looking like
yeah.
regular show. Yeah, on the regular
Mhm.
show looking covers. Yeah, see, look.
Yep.
It's wrong. I really wish they would do like they did Thundercats and give them like when you had the updated Thundercats show in 2011. I really wish they would do that with Silverhawks, even if you only gave me one season. I really wish they would do something like that. Give
Hmm.
us a
What's
updated.
that? So check it out. Here's what it is. This says Silverhawks will bring the beloved property into the modern era, and Dynamite has promised the book expands the existing mythos, and that's what this does. These comics expand the existing show, like they fill in gaps. They take place in between shit, but they're like this says it's filling in backstories that went neglected in the 80s, because we all know, like I said, these shows, they were great as kids. We didn't notice then, but they were full of plot holes. They were
Mhm.
made just as big commercials. They were to
To
sell
sell
toys.
toys. To sell toys, yeah. If you had a cartoon back in the 80s, you could, matter of fact, you couldn't even get a cartoon deal in the 80s unless you had a toy to go with it.
Right.
You had to.
Thousand
You had
percent.
to.
You
Yeah.
had.
When you watch the toys that made us on Netflix, the creators of He-Man said it. They said they didn't have a cartoon. They lied and told the toy company they have. Oh yeah, we got a cartoon. It's coming. Yeah, it's in the works, and they had nothing. They said literally when they closed the deal, the toy deal, they literally went, jumped on the phone, did whatever they had to do to ink a cartoon deal within a certain amount of time to make it seem like they weren't lying about having a
Yeah.
cartoon, even though they did. The guy,
Right.
he said we had no cartoon, we had nothing. He said we just like, yeah, we got a cartoon. Because the only thing He-Man came with was a comic book. It was a little small comic book that came with each one. It told
Yeah.
the backstory and maybe a little adventure. And look what we got now. Just because those guys were quick thinking on their feet and told a couple lies, we got a good cartoon. And the He-Man cartoon stands up till today. I can still watch that.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, I still like it. And I think He-Man was one of the most successful toy lines in history. Period. Point blank. And
Oh, yo, look. Thundercats had Silverhawks, and Silverhawks had Tiger Sharks. Hold on.
yeah, I forgot about Tiger Sharks. I forgot about them.
Yep. This shit
I
came, I
forgot about
think,
Tiger
yeah,
Sharks.
this was late 80s. I wasn't into this one. This
Me
was like
either. I
87,
wasn't into
88,
Tiger
yeah,
Sharks. I
89
wasn't
or
into
something.
Tiger Sharks. I remember them, but I wasn't into them. Thundercats and Silverhawks was the furthest I went.
Yeah, these seem kind of childish to me.
Yeah, I didn't. I really didn't get into Tiger Sharks.
85 was Thundercats, 86 was Silverhawks, 87 was Tiger Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They couldn't get enough of this shit in the 8Ds. Thundercats.
Yeah, when you guys get a
Um.
chance, check out that 2011 Thundercats cartoon.
Oh, what were we gonna look up? What was I gonna look up? What was I gonna look up?
Mm, I don't know. Was it Silverhawks cartoon? Are they gonna do a cartoon or no?
Nah, you said something, and I was like, "Oh shit!" If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. But yeah, I don't know what it was. Now I was gonna look up something for you, something you said. Oh, but anyways, He-Man though. Speaking of He-Man, you did bring up, you know, there's this Master of the Universe trailer, and a lot of people think that it's this real thing apparently, that I, I don't know, He-Man movie, so with Chris Hemsworth as He-Man. What's going on with this? um A fresh new trailer for the He-Man Master of the Universe movie featuring Chris Hemsworth just dropped online while igniting a wave of enthusiasm among fans. The narrative appears to center on the Prince of Adam of Eternia, here seen discovering the mysteries of Grayskull and transforms yet into He-Man. Yet there's a buzz in the community with many questioning whether this trailer is authentic or just an impressive fan creation.
It's an
Well,
impressive fan creation.
of course it's a fucking
It's
fan
a fan
creation.
creation.
If
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
real, we would fucking know.
Oh, yeah. It's yeah. I hate when they do that
What
too.
is this? Clickbait?
I
What is
don't
it?
even.
I'm
Yeah, it's
sorry, y'all.
clickbait. I don't even watch those joints anymore. They used
Yeah.
to get me all the time. They used to
I
get
know
me
you.
too.
Hey,
I used to
Stu,
be
you
like,
probably should.
Reno. First be like, no. You'd be like,
Say it
no,
again.
dog, that's clickbait.
Shit, fake man. Darth Trailer, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Darth Trailer, man. For he makes some fool. They'll fool you. They'll fool you.
yeah. They make some good trailers, but
Yeah.
they're not real. They're not real. They're different people wishing Some people get off on that. I don't.
I get nothing out of it. I don't want to see it.
Nah, I don't want to see it either.
I don't want to see a fake trailer.
Nah, I don't want to see one either. Me
But
either.
let's see the fake trailer. Let's look at the fake trailer. Let's look at.
I'm like me. I don't get nothing out of that. Let's see what we got.
Let's look at this fake trailer.
Let's see what movies they took it from.
Is that Skeletor? Man. Yeah, exactly. What movies are they taking this from? Because you can tell this ain't real. You can tell it ain't real because there's nothing cohesive. Let's turn the sound on. Fuck it.
Darkness has ruled the world.
First of all, I'm gonna say right here it ain't real because trailers don't have narrators anymore. That was like the 80s in a world. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't hear that shit.
Nah, you don't. You don't. You really don't. Yeah, in the world.
Last time you heard a fucking in a world. Yeah,
one man, one bullet, and revenge.
Look at all these He-Man trailers.
One man with a pocket knife, one bullet, one gun, and his heart set on revenge.
And every time people have faced.
Shout out to Fox Star Media. That's the I guess the guys that made this trailer up.
The consequences. But this time, with the power of this sword.
I just want to say, I would fucking love a dope ass live action He-Man with, current gen graphics and special effects and shit, and taking place in Eternia. Please, I don't want that shit to be in New York City.
No, or Florida, or California. None of that. Skeletor trying to invade Earth. No, we don't want.
No, sir.
Yeah, we want Earth that had nothing to do with it. Yeah, as far as Earth is concerned.
It never happened. There's a cheap shot they did us in the 80s as kids. They knew we was little kids and we wouldn't care, and they probably thought we would want it to be in New York or some shit, that we would want it to be something we recognized or whatever. But fuck that, man. I was so disappointed. It has its merits. That movie has its good points. I mean, Skeletor was phenomenal. Like it has some good points, but
the makeup on Skeletor was Dolph Lundgren looked as good as He-Man. Like they hit all the points with the looks, but it was just the story and the backdrop that killed the movie.
At no time did I think this was real.
Nah, we know that ain't real, man. But listen, man, I gotta break out.
Yeah, we gotta bounce, y'all.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it real, Reno. Don't fall for that, y'all. We telling you here on Sixth Element. If you're into that thing,
it's all good fun. It's all for good fun.
Yeah, it's all fun. Yeah, if you're into that type of thing, yeah, but I can't get with it. I really, because it get me too hyped. It'll get me hyped to see something. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what it's for.
Yeah. That's all. It's just for fun. All right, y'all. Yeah. Have a good rest of your week, man, and we'll see you Saturday for DC Power Hour. We're gonna talk about that absolute
Batman, the absolute universe.
The DCU's Green Lantern, John Stewart, has been cast. We'll talk about that and how we feel about it and whatnot. And we got lots of DC goodness to chop up. So Saturday, 7 p.m. DC Power Hour. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking us out, man. Hit that subscribe and all that good stuff, man. We really appreciate it. And we'll see y'all then, man. Be safe. Peace.